Hello, folks. It's a check-in, and it's interesting that it really is a check-in. I haven't talked for a few days. It's Wednesday the 11th, and did I even talk to you since this weekend? It was a rather interesting Saturday night. If you caught the news about Omaha, let me see when my last video was. Sunday, yeah, so I did. I must have spoken about the flash flooding, that it turns out that where we performed the Kaneko and that whole area got flooded, and we got out of there just in time. So odd, so odd. Very interesting times, just all over the place. It's like I really kind of saw this a long time ago in like dreams, where it just occurred to me early on. I think I was still in my 20s when I was seeing this, where I was doing music but always working a job, just trying to keep a roof over my head, but playing music and kind of dreaming, about, possibilities. And the thing that I would often think, quite realistically in the head, it seemed like I would see it, where I would finally reach a point with what I'm doing with my music, would feel at a certain level of satisfaction. And that point would coincide with a lot of world events, to the effect that things are really falling apart compared to how it was when I was a kid. I mean, having a lot of wonderful conversations with my nephew Kareem, and hello Pat B, if you happen to watch, from Omaha. And I just reflect to him how I feel fortunate that I grew up in really the golden era of rock music as it was blossoming, and just so many cool things happened in the 60s and the 70s to me. And it just, that was, my original inspiration for so many aspects of life. And it just seems very fitting from my personal experience that what I'm experiencing right now, not only with my record doing well, even though it's very small numbers. See, it's not about the numbers, it's about what's happening. It's how the record is rolling out, as well as other events in my life coinciding that feel very gratifying, personally, because that's what's most important. It is how our journey rolls out within the person. I just really been enjoying things. So, with that said, I'm happy to say that folks over in Europe are letting me know that they're at least finding it to order. And I'm not in charge of the label, but I knew when I knew that the label was going to wait to send the pre-orders out a week before the release, I knew that they would run into what's happened, which is folks have pre-ordered the album and still haven't received their copies, and those people are not happy. It's out of my hands, and I don't run the label, so this being my first project with Matt and FPE, I didn't take it upon myself to tell them what to do by saying, well, you probably ought to do the pre-orders sooner, you shouldn't wait so long. The thought crossed my mind, but I didn't say anything. So anyway, there are some folks who are complaining, and it's just how it goes, but I'm real happy with how things are going with the record, and the reception. That's the other thing. I'm really enjoying the reception. I'll share it when I get the link, but I just did an interview with a radio station down in Athens, Georgia, and that'll be on a podcast either this Friday or the following Friday, about the record and the making of the record. And so music-wise, I was listening to this last night Forever Changes by Love. And, the way it's recorded really is of the time. It's just, whew, there's parts of it that are just downright shrill, but the brilliance of some of the songs, and of course, it's a classic, Alone Again, or it really is. That really is a standout track. It's not the only one, but that is my favorite on the album. And Arthur Lee, as well as the other cat, John Eccles, were these guys consciously people that I looked at as forerunners of how I see myself. Yeah, absolutely. Black people doing rock music in a white milieu, as everything still is. Very important. I was listening to that the other night. Playing my own music. Well, just right quick, since I have this now and I'm just so pleased with the mastering, it really does stand out. Played this, the difference in how the records were mastered, and really happy and proud of this. But this just sounds so much better, and interestingly, these tracks could shine just like these with a improved mastering job. Something else I pulled out and played in a while, just not a while, but just struck me to pull this and play this. Future Sound of London Environments 2. Soundtracks for thinking, really good stuff. Now, I picked up some records. I did some trading, and did well. And what I picked up on vinyl, Laughing Stock, Talk. This is the 2016 reissue. As many people say, this album is a masterpiece. Starting with how the music almost births out at the beginning, the way that guitar kind of pushes its way out, and then off we go, song after song. The depth of character, even without catching all of the what's going on with the words. Laughing Stock, and the other Mark Hollis, and the other I have the other one on CD that they always talk about. I can't recall the title right now, but I grabbed that. This was done at Grapefruit in the U section, and it's a library music album, not basically, but yeah, it's a reissue though. Music for Image number 38, and the fellow's name is in here, Italian, Fabio Borgazzi. And this again is just, I just love this sort of work. I just really enjoy how it's literally, that's what it is. It's soundtrack music. You decide how you use it, how you frame it. And I love that about library music, and instrumental music in particular. Here's something I took a chance on. It's a reissue of an artist from Chile, and Gerardo, Manuel, and Junio, doing an album called Apocallypsis from the 70s. Of course, look at that great cover. And it's a mixture of hard rock and pop. They cover a Grand Funk Railroad tune on here. It's very much of the time. I don't regret getting this at all. It's like it's on the hard rockin' side, like but it's cool. It's like, it jams. There's parts of this that it's like, yeah, this is real. This is cool. Gerardo Manuel. I saw it and looked at it for a minute and said, yeah, this looks cool, I'll get it. Something else that I'd forgotten from the Sakamoto U.X.O family history is this album that Takahashi from Yellow Magic Orchestra produced and played on. French artist. Let me get his name. This is a reissue. Pierre Barouh doing Les Pollen. And this David Sylvian guests on here. Sakamoto produces a couple tracks on here which are included on a 7-inch. It's very fitting. Yukihiro Takahashi's first solo album, Sarava, he's pictured in front of the Eiffel Tower, and I picked up early on this romanticism that Takahashi obviously loves and is in a lot of his pop writing, and so this is a good fit. Now, this guy isn't necessarily the best singer, but again, that's not what pop idols have ever really been about, and so it looks to me like this guy had his own thing happening in his home country. Glad I picked this up. I do like the music. I do like the songs. Got another Piero Umiliani library music album called Africa that he put out under his other name, Zalla. And this is a reissue on Dago Red. This is great. And fittingly, there's really very little that sounds African on here. It's him doing a really kind of a surreal take on the idea of Africa in his head, so it's really kind of weird and unique and pretty damn cool. Zalla. These, now I want to give it to Grapefruit, is that these last couple records I've shown you, their avant-garde section of used records is priced right, which is really low. These records, like the Africa, this was, well, maybe I'm misspeaking. Maybe it's this other one. Yeah, the other one I was showing you, excuse me, what? The other sound, I want to show it again because it was only $10, but this one too was used. Tyondai Braxton, Anthony Braxton's son, was formerly in the band Battles. This is one of his solo, well, it's a recording of one of his commissions, Hive 1. But I got this in the used section for $8. That just reminds me of the good old days. I mean, you don't see records hardly at all at those prices these days. I really like this. Electronic and percussive. I like it. Kind of hard to describe, but really like it. Really like it. And I think since I spoke to you on Sunday, this came in the mail. It's a late birthday present from my friend Randy in Pittsburgh. The reissue of Dead Bees on a Cake by David Sylvian. Oh, this really sounds great on vinyl. And it's really nice how I like it better on vinyl because they add some tracks that aren't on the CD that help with the pacing. This is really good. Good stuff. Also, picked up used. I've had it on CD forever when I bought it when I saw them live, and they were quite impressive. Godspeed, You Black Emperor, Yanqui, U.X.O, or however you say it. But I picked this up used. Again, if you know this band, then you know what this is about, and it's very personal. That's what I'll say right now. I haven't really popped this on yet. I just actually got this today. And one other I picked up new today. The box set of Porcupine Tree's Octane Twisted live in Chicago. The Incident Live Plus. And I hadn't been listening to Porcupine Tree. It got me to thinking as I listened to. I've gotten through 3 of the 4 sides of this because I really like this band. And when I get into the mood of playing them, it tends to stick for a while. I really like Steven Wilson and the combination of the band's elements. Richard Barbieri, his sound, Gavin Harrison's drumming at this time, the whole situation. And it kind of had me reflecting on how Steven Wilson's album, The Future Bites, in many ways kind of bites, but it's kind of just a momentary thought, because the album has not resurfaced much as far as in my consciousness to return to. But maybe I'll eat my words the next time I listen to it. But Porcupine Tree still some good stuff. And I'm rambling on a little bit, but I thought I'd talk music with you and let you know that I'm okay. But yeah, that flash flooding, and this severe weather, which is happening planetarily, to the point now that the mainstream media has to address it. We're hearing the terms climate change, and what did the UN just say, and a very interesting time to be alive. It's an understatement. You just take it one day at a time, right? And enjoy the things that we can, and try to be prepared for the things that are before us, because, like I said, interesting times. I don't watch much, like I say, much video, but if anyone endeavors to mention my album in a review or review it in a video, let me know. Leave me a link. I'll check it out. I'd like to know what you think. As I say, even maybe unnecessarily no, it's just the fact. I made the music for me to start with, so I already know that I like it. I do want to know what you all think, and it's very nice to know that so far people are connecting to it and digging it. Okay, see ya.